Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. The journey that we started from writing process till writing a concluding paragraph is going to be completed in this lesson, and now we are going to talk about our last topic related to essay writing. Now we are going to talk about essay writing in general, and we'll be discussing writing an essay. After this lesson, you will be able to understand what is an essay, and you will be able to recognize parts of an essay, and we'll be having a little practice on writing essay writing. So once you will be done with it, so it means that now you are due for graded assignment also. Okay, अब आपकी graded assignment भी due हो जाती है इसके साथ ही after completing this lesson. And what is an essay? Before talking about that, let me tell you that when we are talking about writing an essay, we must know that essay is composed of three major parts. The first is an introduction, the other is body, and the third one is conclusion. When we talk about introduction, it means that it must have only one paragraph that is starting from general overview of the topic to very specific overview, furnishing its thesis statement. And when we talk about body, it means body can have number of paragraphs depending upon the ideas discussed in thesis statement. It can be 3, it can be 2, it can be more than 3. Then we talk about the third part, that is conclusion. It means that now we have to restate the thesis statement, summarize the main ideas, and then give the concluding remarks, and it must be only one paragraph. And we are not allowed to open a new debate, give a new idea in the concluding paragraph. So this is what the body of an essay. So we'll be talking about that in the later part of this presentation, but we must know about it that the essay is based on three parts. The first one is introduction, the other is body, and the third one is conclusion. So now when you will be looking at your classroom assignment, classroom task, you will be provided with one essay. So please note it that you have to look at this lecture, and you have to look at previous lectures on essay writing, and you have to find out problems with the essay that you have selected. मैंने आपको बताया था कि आप एक अपनी मर्ज़ी का essay select करें, उसका पैराग्राफ देखें, उसका वो सारा सिलसिला देखें आप. बॉडी पैराग्राफ में देखें क्या मसले हैं, इंट्रोडक्टरी पैराग्राफ में क्या मसले हैं, कंक्लूडिंग पैराग्राफ में. अब आपका जो काम है, जो टास्क है, जो आपने मुकम्मल करके मुझे जमा करवाना है रिटन फॉर्म में, नॉट इन स्पोकन फॉर्म. ठीक है, ये दैट विल बी इन रिटन फॉर्म कि आप वो लिखेंगे, essay को उठाएंगे, उसमें से गलतियाँ निकालेंगे, बताएंगे. सो अभी हम डिसाइड भी कर लेते हैं इस पर, आप लोग बता देंगे रिटन फॉर्म में हो या स्पोकन फॉर्म में हो. ठीक है, वीडियो की सूरत में हो. सो द वन दैट इज़ फिजिबल, बट आई वुड रिकमेंड इट इज़ बेटर दैट कि अगर आप उसको रिटन फॉर्म में दे दें, क्योंकि वीडियो में वो काफ़ी टाइम लग जाता है, आपके भी प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं. सो इस दफ़ा इस वीक में हम वीडियो बेस्ड असाइनमेंट कोई नहीं रखेंगे, सिर्फ आप अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, गूगल ड्राइव में शेयर कर देंगे. योर प्रेजेंटेशन शुड नॉट एक्सीड मोर देन 5 मिनट्स. ये याद रखिएगा कि इससे ज़्यादा की ना हो, ताकि मैं उसके ऊपर मैं भी कुछ देख के मैं बता सकूं कि आपने क्या किया क्या नहीं किया. ठीक है, ओके. So now as we are talking about writing an essay, so what is an essay? We have already talked about it related to hamburger model, that top bun and bottom bun, then meat and eatables over there like a burger. So essay is a short formal piece of writing dealing with a single subject, and it contains 5 or more paragraphs. Single subject. For example, if you are given a topic to talk about women's rights in Islam, so this is a single subject. You're not allowed to talk about women's rights in society. You're not allowed to talk about women's rights in America, women's rights in UK. No, you are required to talk about women's rights in Islam. So it means you are going to talk about only this topic, single subject. So you can exceed the limit depending upon the ideas that you are going to discuss. So you can exceed the limit of your पैराग्राफ्स. ठीक है, एक्सटेंड बॉडी पैराग्राफ की लिमिट आप एक्सटेंड कर सकते हैं. 5 बॉडी पैराग्राफ भी बना सकते हैं, 7 भी बना सकते हैं, डिपेंड्स अपॉन द रिक्वायरमेंट. So once you are going to learn about it, once you are going to talk about it, so ultimately you're also in parallel, you are also learning that how you have to attempt the long answers, long questions. Means when you are going to discuss more than one ideas in your academic subjects, in any other subject, so definitely you have to follow the pattern of essay writing. ठीक है, समझ आ गई बात कि essay writing का ही पैटर्न आप फॉलो करते हुए जाएंगे, उसी के हिसाब से आप अपनी बातें लिखेंगे. So that your answer should be coherent, your answer should be convincing, and it must be a winning answer. So as I told you before, that in general when we talk about an essay, so an academic essay has got 3 parts: introduction, and then body, and then conclusion. As it is going to be a recap related to the ideas already discussed in every single lecture. So now when we are going to talk about it, so we can say that introduction gives the reader an idea what they are about to learn, what they are about to talk. ठीक है, इंट्रोडक्शन से यही पता चलता है, डायरेक्शन सेट होती है. The writer is going to open the discussion, open the debate, and then he is going to talk about a single idea in every body paragraph. And then there is body or middle section. Body or middle section can be composed of 2, 3, or more than 3 paragraphs, and there you have to provide evidence to prove or persuade your reader. If you say that women are blessed with 3 rights, 3 specific rights that you have told in your thesis statement, ठीक है, आपने जब लिखा अपना इससे लिखा और आपने उसका थीसिस स्टेटमेंट बनाया, आइडियाज़ आपने लिख दिए. अब बात यह कि आइडियाज़ लिखने के बाद, थीसिस स्टेटमेंट में आपने आइडियाज़ लिखने के बाद अब आपने अपने पैराग्राफ में उन आइडियाज़ को साबित करना है, रीडर को कन्विंस करना है, परसुएड करना है उसे कि जो बात आप कह रहे हैं वो मौजूद है. If I say that women are blessed with the right to get inheritance, right to get education, right to get the choice of their marriage of their choice. So I've talked about 3 rights. ठीक है, तो फिर अब पहले मैंने डिस्कशन स्टार्ट की कि ये राइट्स औरत को मिले हैं. When we were talking about thesis statement, I told you that this is a super condensed answer of your essay. Rather, that is a super condensed answer of your question. Now you have to prove your stance with arguments. You have to bring evidences for that. So in the body you have to provide evidences. ठीक है, evidences and supporting details आपने वहाँ पे देनी है. And when you are going to conclude, it means that you are going to summarize, you are going to restate your thesis statement, summarize your main ideas, and then give a thoughtful concluding remark to the reader so that he would ponder about the things as we have discussed in writing a concluding paragraph. So उसी तरह उन्हीं parts के ज़रिए आपने चीज़ों को बनाते हुए आगे बढ़ना है. ठीक है जी, did you get my point? हाँ जी, उमर, please read this. Yes. Umar is here. Ramsha.
Yes, sir.
Ramsha, please पढ़िए क्या लिखा है. Ramsha, please read the slide. Please read the slide.
Sir, मैं पढ़ूं? Number 036.
Yes.
Parts of an essay. Number 1. In general, an academic essay has 3 parts. An introduction that gives the reader an idea of what they are about to learn. A body or middle section that provides evidence used to prove and persuade the reader. A conclusion that summarizes the content and findings of the essay.
Okay, so let's talk about the first part of the essay, that is an introduction. An introduction is given at the very first paragraph when you are going to introduce the subject or topic. So you have to deal with big picture elements, points and ideas, and you have to discuss them in brief in your introductory paragraph. So the introduction provides the big picture points, ideas that you are required to briefly discuss in the introductory paragraph. As it is going to be a recap, so we need to know that the part that I'm talking about is an introduction, and it contains two major parts. The first is general statements that you have to give about the topic in order to catch the attention of your reader, and then your thoughts will flow downwards from general statement to specific and then very specific, like a funnel. Things are flowing downwards, and then you have to generate your thesis statement. That is one sentence, that can be a one sentence, that can be divided into two sentences. But when you will be writing your essay assignment, graded assignment, then you have to write it in one sentence, telling the reader what are your main points and what is your overall plan of the essay. Means you have to discuss main points that you are going to substantiate in your body paragraphs. So let's look at the introductory paragraph, and I would ask once again, I would ask Fatima, please read this slide.
Introductory paragraph. Metropolitan city is full of charm and scenic beauty, so visitors from around the world come to enjoy its famous theaters, museums, countless ethnic restaurants, and scenic wonders. Although metropolitan city seems like a paradise, it isn't several serious problems. Poor public transportation, congested streets, and expensive houses.
So I've just left it blank. ठीक है, पूरा मैंने नहीं लिखा thesis statement. Seems like a paradise, it isn't. Several serious problems. Sentence पूरा नहीं है, ठीक है. Just a minute. So now I have completed it. Several serious problems, poor public transportation, congested streets, and expensive housing are challenging its beauty. Right? It means that we are talking about metropolitan city, and along with that, now we have discussed it related to its poor transportation. ठीक है, हमने इसके thesis statement में 3 points दे दिए. Serious problems कौन से हैं? Poor public transportation है, congested streets है, expensive housing है. ये वो चीज़ें जो कि इसकी खूबसूरती को चैलेंज करती हैं. ठीक है, so this is an indicator that now we are going to proceed further. ठीक है, so let's talk about the next part, that is the middle. So middle consists of one or more body paragraphs following the introduction. ठीक है, हर बॉडी पैराग्राफ जो है वो आपके एस्से के जो मेन आइडियाज़ हैं उन्हीं को सपोर्ट करता है, एंड देन यू हैव टू ब्रेक इट डाउन इनटू स्मॉलर आइडियाज़ और सब टॉपिक्स. You can see here that this is your these are the ideas that you are going to discuss. Poor public transportation, the first one. It means you have to construct your body paragraph on only this one. Then second body paragraph on congested streets, and the third one on expensive housing. So this essay will be having 5 paragraphs. The first introduction, second 3 bodies, and the 5th one is concluding paragraph. So each body paragraph consists of a topic sentence and several supporting sentences, and the last is a concluding sentence that draws the paragraphs together. ठीक है, सॉरी मिडल के अंदर जो है बॉडी पैराग्राफ होते हैं, और उसका जो हर एक का कंक्लूडिंग सेंटेंस जो होता है वो उस पैराग्राफ का कंक्लूजन होता है. One conclusion is related to concluding paragraph. That is the conclusion of entire essay that sums up the entire discussion. But the concluding sentence sums up the discussion on in every specific body paragraph. ठीक है, हर बॉडी के पैराग्राफ का जो concluding sentence है वो उसकी ऊपर सिर्फ बात करेगा. Okay, now let's look at the second part of the essay, that is body paragraph. Malaika is required to read this slide. Malaika. Asfanyar. Arisha. सालिहा.
सर मैं पढ़ूं?
पढ़े पढ़े
सर मैं पढ़ लूँ।
पढ़े
सर मैं पढ़ूं?
पढ़े पढ़े बेटा पढ़े.
जी sir. The first and most important problem is metropolitan cities' inadequate public transportation system. Thousands of residents rely on the city's buses and streetcars to travel throughout this large city, but metro transportation system's daily schedules are totally unreliable. A bus or streetcar that should arrive at 7:45 may not arrive until 8 or later. Moreover, it is not unusual for a bus driver to pass up groups of people waiting for the bus because he wants to make up for the lost time. Unfortunately, people often end up going to work late or missing important appointments. In order for people to get to their destinations on time, people must allow for waiting time at the bus and streetcar stops.
So you can see the topic sentence is talking about inadequate public transportation system. Then we have provided supporting sentences, we have provided evidences. ठीक है, एक एविडेंस भी दिया कि बस या स्ट्रीट कार किस वक्त वो आती है, क्या होता है, लोगों को क्या करना चाहिए. एंड अल्टीमेटली वी हैव कंक्लूडेड इट विद द लास्ट सेंटेंस कि हमने अपने रिमार्क्स दिए, वी हैव गिवन अ सजेशन कि क्या होना चाहिए इसका सोल्यूशन. देखें, प्रॉब्लम्स इन मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटी, जब आप प्रॉब्लम्स पे बात करेंगे तो उसका सोल्यूशन है. विमेंस राइट्स की बात करेंगे, इवन देन यू कैन गिव रिकमेंडेशन, सजेशंस. ठीक है, जब आप अपना ऐसे लिखेंगे, प्लीज़ व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग योर इंट्रोडक्टरी पैराग्राफ, लुक एट द लेक्चर डिलीवर्ड ऑन इंट्रोडक्टरी पैराग्राफ. व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग योर बॉडी पैराग्राफ्स, please look at the lecture on body paragraphs. When you are writing your concluding paragraph, please look at the lectures on concluding paragraph. ठीक है, उससे रिलेटेड लेक्चर को ज़रूर देखना है, देखे बगैर नहीं बनाना. जब आप उसको देख के बनाएंगे, मक्खी पे मक्खी मारेंगे. और लास्ट पे when you will be reviewing your essay, ठीक है, जब आप उसका रिव्यूइंग और एडिटिंग करेंगे, रिवाइजिंग एंड एडिटिंग, उस वक्त आपकी फाइनल जो लेसन है इसको देखिएगा ताकि वो बिल्कुल एक बेहतरीन चीज़ बन के सामने आए. Okay, so now the last part of the essay is conclusion. It completes the entire essay by summarizing or repeating the most important parts. So you can conclude with opinion, prediction, or solution to a problem. So let's see that how it has been done here. So looks, जिस लड़के ने भी कहा था, boy who was asking that I want to read, please start reading.
Sir, ma'am, yeah. Metropolitan city must improve its public transit system, clear up the massive traffic jams caused by the slow-moving traffic in the downtown areas, and keep the rental down to affordable levels. In other words, metropolitan city must improve its image, or it will soon become just another mediocre city due to the lack of administrative responsibility to solve these unfortunate problems.
So you can see main ideas have been summarized and ultimately the writer has given a prediction. ठीक है, metropolitan city must improve its public transit system. वही बात, वही thesis statement that has been restated, clear up the massive traffic jams and keep rentals down to affordable levels. वही जो starting में thesis statement थी, that has been restated. ऐसा ही हुआ, just restated. Main ideas have been summarized once again. वहाँ पे discussion start हो रही थी, यहाँ पे discussion को close किया गया. And then we have written a prediction simply. ठीक है जी, okay. So let's look at the sample now. We are looking at another example. Afifa, please read this slide. Now let's look at the sample. Afifa, पढ़िए इसको. बतूल, ज़ैनब.
Yes, sir.
पढ़िए.
Zainab. Going to a new school can be exciting, but for international students, your years of education in a different country can be difficult and tumultuous. When I first arrived in the US to attend a university, I was overwhelmed and confused by everything new. Fortunately, I met three very special friends
made a positive impact on my life during those years and helped me survive the trials of being a foreigner in a completely different educational system.
सो क्या अंदाज़ा होता है इस थीसिस स्टेटमेंट में, वो क्या बताने जाएगा? इस थीसिस स्टेटमेंट से क्या अंदाज़ा होता है कि व्हाट द आइडिया विल बी देयर इन द सब्सिक्वेंट पैराग्राफ्स?
सर पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट बताएगा।
देखें इसमें ये है कि he said that fortunately I met 3 very special friends who made a positive impact on my life during those years. पहली बात वो
Yes,
करेगा,
sir.
पहली बात करेगा पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑफ वेरी स्पेशल फ्रेंड्स, दूसरी बात करेगा हाउ दे हेल्प हिम टू सर्वाइव। ठीक है, दो चीज़ें, एक उनका क्या इम्पैक्ट था इसके ऊपर और दूसरा उन्होंने किस तरह इसको सर्वाइवल में हेल्प की। ये दो चीज़ें, उन दोस्तों ने इसके ऊपर क्या असर छोड़ा। उन तीनों दोस्तों के ऊपर हो सकता है वो पैराग्राफ इस तरह बना कि पहला दोस्त ये था, उसका पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ये था, उसने ऐसे हेल्प की। दूसरा दोस्त ये था, उसका पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ये था, उसने ऐसे हेल्प की। तीसरा दोस्त ये था, उसने ऐसे हेल्प की और ये पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट पड़ा। ठीक है, सो दोनों तरीक़ों से वो लेके जा सकते हैं। ठीक है, सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ। ओके, नाउ लेट्स सी। अब आप देखिए जी। So, Zoeba, please read this slide. Zainab, Zoeba, है कोई?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
One
पढ़िए।
of the first people I met was Joe Freda. Thousands of residents rely on the city's buses, and I first met Joe standing in a line at the bookstore. I was having a difficult time finding the books for the English classes I have taken my first semester here. He not only helped me find my books, but he also gave me some good advice on where to get tutorial help on campus and where I could find some good restaurants. We've become better friends since then, and he has been so helpful in answering any questions I have about going to school in the US and about American culture. If I hadn't met Joe that day, I might still be looking for the right books for my classes.
सो इससे इस मिडिल से ये अंदाज़ा हुआ कि बॉडी पैराग्राफ में वो एक दोस्त के बारे में बात करेगा एंड ही विल बी टेलिंग यू दैट what is the impact, how he helped him and what is the impact of that friend. ऐसा ही है? Okay, let's see the last paragraph.
Yes.
Let's see last paragraph. हाँ जी, Tahreem, would you mind to read it? Swalya,
सर अभी आपने जैनब कहा
Yes,
था।
sir.
Zainab बोलिए, Zainab बोले।
सर मैं
सर आपने अभी कहा था पढ़ी।
सर मेरा नाम है।
चलें एक पढ़ ले आपस में, आप दोनों में से एक पढ़े बस।
Okay, sir, मैं पढ़ती हूँ. The significance of the kindness that the three people showed me, and the impact that it has made on my life during my experience as an international student at State University cannot be underestimated. I will never forget their friendship and will remember their examples of kindness to me whenever I encounter other foreigners in my country.
Okay, so the prediction is there. Main ideas have been summarized. कैसे summarize किए main ideas? बताएं जी, कोई बता सकता है कैसे किए हुए summarize? वही बात होगी ना. The significance of the kindness that these three people showed me and the impact that it has made on my life during my experience as an international student cannot be underestimated. Long sentence है लेकिन उसने दोस्तों का असर, उनकी हेल्प, उसकी बात की है. फिर लास्ट उसने क्या प्रेडिक्शन की कि मैं ऐसे दोस्तों को कभी नहीं बुलाऊंगा. So that's an essay, and now we are going to look at the overview. We are going to have a recap, so you can see that how the writer is going to introduce with general statements, information about the topic, then generating thesis statements. देखिए कैसे ये है जनरल से वेरी स्पेसिफिक की जानब, ये एक ट्रैवल है, जर्नी है, यहाँ तक पहुँचते हैं. देन दे कंस्ट्रक्ट बॉडी पैराग्राफ्स इक्वली बैलेंस्ड. देखें इसको मैंने ट्रायंगल में बनाया जबकि इसको ट्रायंगल में नहीं बनाया. ठीक है, अब इसमें और इसमें ये डिफरेंस है. ट्रायंगल की वजह, ट्रायंगल डाउनवर्ड्स फ्लो करती है, बॉडी पैराग्राफ्स डोंट फ्लो डाउनवर्ड्स. थॉट्स टॉप टू बॉटम और कंक्लूडिंग पैराग्राफ में बॉटम टू टॉप चल रही होती है ना. ये बॉटम है और ये टॉप है ना.
Yes.
So here in the introductory paragraph you are going to write from general statements to very specific, Whereas in the body paragraph, you are going to state all these things from the conclude. You are going to state your main ideas. You are going to discuss it with supporting details, with evidences, and then when you're going to conclude, you are going to conclude the entire essay. You are going to provide brief summary of your ideas, and ultimately you are going to discuss your main points. ठीक है? ठीक है जी? समझ आ गई है स्लाइड की कि नहीं आई?
Okay, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So, if you have any question related to this topic, please do ask me. हाँ जी, कोई है सवाल? Okay, if there is no question, then we are going to wind it up, and we are going to discuss the next topic shortly.